Oh, hello.
Oh, whoa.
Well, we're over here having lore talk.
Yeah.
Lore talk. We'll save that for later. All right, what's up, everyone? I'm spikevegeta. This is my couch of people. If you guys want to introduce yourselves.
Yeah, I am Fance.
I'm Luke.
I'm Darkman. And for the record, this is the only one here out of us four that knows how to play this game.
Yeah, out of the four of us.
Yeah, we had to drag him up here, so we didn't look too bad up
He
here.
showed up. I was like, oh, actually, there's someone else here who knows how to play this game. He's better than me. So, yeah, this is Donkey Kong Country 2 Diddy's Conquest, not Diddy Kong's Quest. Yep.
Yes.
Just point that out. So, yeah, this is the 80% speedrun. Let's do it. So, I'm ready when you guys are on timer. Starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. So, thank you. So, the first two worlds of this game has built-in warps by the devs to just kind of let you get through kind of the early portions of the game, the quote-unquote easier levels, to get to the meat of the game a little bit faster. However, here in these first couple worlds, there are a couple of tricks that we're going to be going for to save just a few seconds in a few spots. In this next level, we're going to be doing something called a wrong warp. Luke, do you want to explain what this is, like if you can at all? It's really weird. It makes no sense.
Basically, the warps in the levels are designed to send you to a warp room, but when you acquire an invisible object, well, you use the beetles to acquire the object, but basically you confuse the game into thinking. Basically, you confuse the game and it's unable to send you to the room because it doesn't know where to send you, I guess.
Solid.
So that was me like attempting to create that by clashing those beetles together. The timing's a little bit tight, so I'll miss it here and there. So that's okay, losing a few seconds there. Moving on.
You could just say the real reason why. It's because you're bad.
It's because I'm awful at this game.
Okay.
Right there, that's a technique, though, called goal swapping, where if you just run into the goal at top speed and then press select to swap your characters, real quick, you can swap to the other character, the desired Kong, and you don't have to jump up on it, on the goal, saving you a little bit of time, but also having that desired Kong at the beginning of the next level. So we're going to do it again here. So real simple little technique. There are 9 wrong warps that you would go for in kind of an optimal 80% run of this game. This is the only level where I don't go for it. It only saves a few seconds, and it requires a technique that I've just never learned. All right, so going here into the first boss of the game, the Crow, which is the biggest piece of RNG in the run. You got to hit him with 4 eggs. The first 2 are set, but then the third and fourth one, he has a 50-50 shot of giving you a good egg or not.
Yeah, so I'm going to go for 4 bad eggs on this one.
Oh, no. I guess all things considered, I'd probably take that.
I'm going to go with 0.
Dang, dude, 0 fakes. All right, here we go.
I'll say 1.
All right, well, we're good on the first one. If it's 4 now, I'll be so upset at Fan, dude. No, nope. 1, 2, 2.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
3.
Oh, no.
It's coming out.
Okay, 3, all right. We're good.
All right, 3 fakes.
Technically, you saw a 4th.
We saw the 4th one, but he took the
No, yeah, we saw 4 very fake eggs on screen right there. So that's a pretty commonplace in speedrunning where you're going to be resetting there if you get too many fakes. I've seen up to like 17 from other players, not for myself. I think the most I've ever had is like 13. Dang it. All right, at some point you guys will get to see the wrong warps in this game. I went a little bit too far, so I bonked. The wrong warps in this game are incredibly sensitive, so you have to scroll all the right things on camera at the right times. Otherwise, they just don't work. Right there, that was an instance where the enemy, I bonked him off because I was trying to scroll the camera too far. But yeah, so we just took the normal warp. It's not a big deal in these first couple levels because you have the intended warps anyways. That should work. Okay.
Nice.
So right there, it's basically a double jump. If you want to, we call it a big boy, but if you want to explain at all what it is, I guess it's somewhat self-explanatory.
Basically, when you team throw and your Kong returns, you can jump out of it. So if you jump first and then throw your Kong, you can kind of get a super high jump, I guess. It's a pretty cool trick.
Yeah, there's a couple of those in the run. There's one more I'm going to be using later. Yeah, it's just good for cutting out a little bit of movement time in the run. This is the only goal celebration that you cannot avoid. If you hit the pads hard enough, then you get those little celebrations. Because of using the warp, you're automatically going to get it. But you want to preferably just see those with Dixie instead, because her guitar solo is much, much faster than Diddy's rap solo.
Yeah, now, as awesome as that rap solo is, it's just not good in a speedrunning environment.
No, not at all.
Yeah, you'll notice at the end of the levels that he's swapping on the goal, and it's just a fast way to switch Kongs using the goal.
The same thing happened when I was, during Shantae. It's also a really subtle technique that I'm doing out of each of these like side rooms as I'm going into a door. They're called fast doors. It's basically at a certain point I'm just releasing on the D-pad so that I don't hit this invisible spot that slows me down, and it carries my momentum all the way through. There is a little bit of RNG on this boss as well, just with where the cannonballs are going to spawn. It's not a big deal. It's nowhere near like the Crow. But you do have to respond to where they are and how you're going to throw the cannonball. All right, cool. There is a strat that I got to point out some of the baby strats that I do. There is a strat you can go for here. It saves about 4 seconds, I believe, called Lava Fly. And it's to where I don't have to sit here and wait for him. But it's a pretty tight technique.
Twig will tell you all about it, right, Spike?
Oh, yeah. He loves it. I guess that should be my barometer. Does Twig go for it? Because I should probably at that point.
There you go.
It's famous in the Donkey Kong Country 2 community. If you start to run this game, your first goal is to cut the Twig. He's an OG runner of this game. I believe the time's 44:16. I should know that time by now. It's a pretty famous time. But, yeah, I was able to cut that, and then I got out of the game real quick. So, all right, so now we're through the 2 worlds that just have all those built-in warps. So now, really, I guess the game gets to start. As you can see, it starts.
Oh, yeah.
So that's okay. I'm going to get another DK barrel right here. So that's not too punishing of a mistake. A lot of it's just the nuance of understanding when each of your rolls are going to run out. Rambi got a bit of an upgrade in DKC2 as opposed to DKC1. So with this charge, he's a lot faster. Clear over this, land here, charge up another one. And right here, instead of letting him kind of explode at that barrel or at that anti-Rambi sign or whatever you want to call it, I jump off of him real quick instead. This might look slow throwing my Kong into the barrel right there, but it's actually storing a super jump, which will hopefully, if I execute this correctly, allow me to skip over a little 4-second section right here. So I can tell if I get this banana to the bottom right. I did get it. All right.
Very nice.
Sick. Sometimes you're good, Spike.
I was about to say, that's like the first thing I've hit. All right, now, while we did just compliment me, I'm sorry to everyone who actually speedruns Donkey Kong Country 2 that you have to watch this Glimmers right now. This is the hardest level in the game to optimize. Even though it might seem kind of mundane to play through, this is far from like an auto-scroller or anything. Actually having good movement through here, just so you go around the corners correctly. You're not bonking walls that will drop your speed and momentum to 0. That's really hard to do. Other than that, though, this music's really good. If we have any donations, this might be a good time to read a couple.
With you.
Cool.
All right, so sorry if I butcher this name, but from Vicky Orr, we got a $5 donation. Let's go monkeys. And Spike, of course, donation goes to KH Boss Rush.
Heck yeah. Yo, rolling deep. That's definitely me.
That's speedrunning.
That's for us.
Sorry. We got a donation from Wooden Barrel for $100.
Yo.
Rolling deep.
Oh,
Wooden
snap.
barrel of my chat. Thank you, man. Thanks for all your generosity, as always. It's not a big deal that I got hit there because I always swapped to Diddy by the end of this anyways. Desired for the next level. All right, so I have not successfully shown off the wrong warps yet. I'm going to get this one. It might
sure?
take 20 minutes, but I'm going to get this one.
Are you positive?
I'm going to force myself to get it. We'll go 20 minutes over estimate, but we're going to get it. So this is the newest one that was just found, the Crockhead Wrong Warp. It's definitely the one that makes the least sense. But we're going to be throwing our girlfriend and hopefully setting it up properly.
Yeah, it was found by a Japanese runner, Taitsuki, a few months ago.
Seems really violent. Why would you throw your girlfriend?
Dude, it's required.
No idea
Okay.
how it works or.
That is actually the hardest part for me, is throwing her right. Okay.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. We got a second try. We'll take it. So, yeah, that's what those – I mean, that's a weird-looking one. A lot of times you'll go into a barrel and it just won't actually blast you out of it. But, yeah, that allowed me to – that was still faster than doing the rest of the level normally, for sure. Yeah, again, don't really understand why. Again, we're effectively just messing with the code of the game, and by loading things for the camera on at certain times, it's just like, I don't know what to do. We're going to put you on the world map with the level beaten. And this level is famous for having pretty awful hitboxes. But yeah, a lot of it's memorization of the level, knowing exactly what you can like chain together jump-wise. And it's got some great music. Gonna drop down here a little bit early so the camera doesn't get us stuck there. Okay. Manipulating the positioning to get that little auto jump. Okay, and then we're gonna land right on the front here, jump off the back end of the second one, setting us up perfectly to then just bounce across all the rest of these guys. Into here, losing our snag, doing a goal call, or a goal swap. That was a good level. All right, so up to Slime Climb. This is one of the most important wrong warps in the game. First of all, we're going to store another super jump by doing that little swap in the water like we did. Because now, whee! And what's important about that is that actually there's water that chases you up here. Now it doesn't chase you, allowing us to actually execute the wrong warp. So we're going to pick up this beetle, get a clash. As you see, an invisible barrel here.
Nice.
Cool. All right,
Very
that was a
nice.
big one. Pretty iconic levels here, the Bramble levels. Obviously, quite a few people love the Sticker Brush Symphony. What's important to note about this level is that all of these blasts I'm doing where it's an instant blast, where it's already facing the desired direction, those are like 3-frame windows, I want to say. Luke, you can correct me if I'm wrong there.
You're probably right.
You're probably right, yeah. I was about to say, Donkey Community doesn't know, dude.
Just press buttons.
Yeah.
Right. I should have said they were like frame perfect.
Oh, yeah,
Luke would just gone with it, be like, yeah, sure.
He's so good. Oh, my God.
I was trying to avoid that. It's okay. Intentional damage boost here because I want to put Diddy in the front. And then also I-frame through that B, saving just a little bit of time. There's a pretty difficult trick you can do there called Vine Clip. I'm bad at it, so we're doing the backup strat. I'm going to actually team up, throw Dixie up there, losing Diddy but skipping to the very end of the level, saving about 20 seconds over someone who does it optimally. So for me, like a minute, because I don't know how to do that little ending at all. So that was a good level. So
You just left Diddy there in the barrel.
He's done, dude. Oh, yeah. It's always, you feel a little bit bad. At the beginning of every boss fight, they give you another barrel. You're automatically going to get it. So kind of something to keep in mind for the routing. It's really interesting, the routing over the years with Donkey Kong Country 2 and just the original DKC trilogy in general, how you kind of optimize just when certain Kongs are in the front and when to take damage boosts to get yourself manipulated to that point. All right, so this boss, oh, man. What a great boss.
He's a beauty.
Yeah, he jumps around a lot. He drops down barrels. You hit him. I feel like the boss fights in general in DKC 2 are like not too bad. Like the ones in DKC 1, they're boring, but they die in like 12 seconds, so no one cares. And a lot of the DKC 2 bosses have like little intricate strategies. This is by far the worst. There is a strategy that you can go for that saves, I want to say, like 2 seconds total over the course of the fight, where you actually, I'm not making this up, you get underneath him and then you like hold the barrel and then like lean it back into him. And what you're actually using as a visual cue to know how to do it without getting owned is you're counting Dixie's like breath cycles or her hair oscillations. I'm not making this stuff up. That's actually what you do.
Yeah, basically he recognizes where you're going to be before he falls down. So if you stand still, wait for him to fall first, then you can basically let him fall on top of you, and then you can release the barrel and hit him. It's very hard to do, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely a high-level strat. All right. So, yeah, good stuff, dude.
Yeah. Would you say that was a frame perfect boss fight?
Yeah, I just
Okay.
nailed it.
All right.
Minus
barely.
2 seconds. All right, so Hornet Hole, the first of the B levels. Most of the levels in this run, we're going to be preferring to play as Diddy just because he's faster. However, this is an instance where we prefer to play as Dixie because all of this honey on the ground gets you stuck, so you can't be rolling through it or anything. I almost said rolling deep through it. Yeah, you could feel it, couldn't you? Rolling through it. All right. So right here, intentional damage boost once again to put Diddy in the front and getting that auto jump off of it. We're getting Squitter the Spider here, or Shoes, as they like to call him in the community, for a really cool trick coming up called the Scrolly Scroll, where basically I'm going to put Diddy on the spider, the web, and the hook all at the same time, confusing the camera into doing this.
I don't think that's intended.
Nope.
And right here, that damage I took was actually intentional because that's the only way you can break the Scrolly Scroll. Otherwise, it would just keep going. You would eventually either die or soft lock. So by doing that, that once again sets me up to put Dixie in the front for this hover right here. Should put me right up there. Oh, okay, cool. So yeah, that's once again, like all this, like I just said in the last couple of levels, like this calculated routing for a game as simple as a 2D platformer with just 2 Kongs that you can play between, all the routing to get the Kong in the right order that you want it. So this is unfortunately the first. DKC 2, I feel like in comparison to some of the others, is a little bit better about its auto-scrolling. There's really only 3 true auto-scrollers in an 80% run, this being the first of them. This is definitely the least interesting of them. The only real way to speed this up is just jumping on the next cart as quickly as you can. Since when you jump, you don't bring the cart with you like in the other levels. But there are a couple of flitter skips that I'm going to be doing. The little dragonflies, I'm going to skip jumping on them. Saves a big old like 0.2 seconds each time you do it, so you know we're speedrunning, man.
Heck yeah.
We got $400 from Wooden Barrel.
Woo!
Wow.
Saying,
Yo, my boy, rolling deep. All right, there we go.
saying, you know what? Let's just guarantee that boss rush.
Nice.
Dang, dude, thank you so much. So is that like met now? All right, last incentive of the marathon. It's set. All right, people need to start making up some incentives.
All right, we got this.
All right, so we got over our first flitter. The last one, there's going to be a set of 2. I want to jump off the back end or the butt of the first one.
Whoa. That's
I'm about to say, can I say butt here?
No, that's lewd. Not allowed.
Boop. All right, we nailed
Nice.
him, dude. Right in there. And here, the most important jump. Oh, I had to go for it.
Nah,
That's
unacceptable.
pretty close.
There's a backup Kong right here. You know, out of all the tricks I could have been missing in these last 2 worlds, I'll take that being the one.
You literally have lost like a billion seconds doing
on
that.
having to grab
Nah.
that.
You gotta always go for swag balloon.
All right. So, this is really hard.
Nice.
Oh, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, baby. All right. So, yeah, Bramble Scramble, it's kind of funny because, Luke, I don't know, did you run this game before that wrong warp was found? Did you have to do the original Bramble?
I think it was probably maybe a month after I started running it that they found it.
Oh, okay.
So
So you had to put all this time into learning it and then be like, nah, don't worry about it, man. Now you have to learn this, like, almost equally as hard. I mean, I don't know how it compares difficulty-wise, but a lot of people will say that is the hardest wrong warp in the game.
it is very hard. The way you acquire the invisible object on that level, you don't have another beetle to clash with, so you have to use the, what do you call it?
I guess the Bramble right
The bramble,
there.
yeah. So it's like a really tight input to get it to clash against that, and if you mess it up, you have to just start the level over to try again.
Yeah, you just have it sucks because you're in invincibility, so you can't even die instantly. You just have to wait there until it lets you go,
Yeah.
until it runs out. All right, we didn't die to second place guy. So what's scary about this, I'll always say it's another auto-scroller, but as you can see, we're going really fast because of that hitting the boost back behind us at the beginning of the level. There's no checkpoints. So if I like just jump in one of these pits like an idiot, then we lose like a minute. but we got through it, so that's okay.
Congrats on not being an idiot.
I was about to say. I've proven my ability in the rest of the run. All right, so going on to the next tough level, we got Mudhole Marsh. World 4 is pretty tough. The run is definitely kicked up in difficulty. This is one of the most difficult levels in the run, especially for me. Just a lot of difficult platforming, these eagle jumps coming up, and then a difficult wrong warp right at the end. So right here. Okay. I was screwing up that jump a lot earlier. So. And then there's another one coming up. Shouts to Christmas for her strategy. Christmas birds right here. Go off this third one, and then you should be able to hold right and basically chain together all over that eagle pit. There is a more advanced strategy you can go for, more OG strat, where you go under basically all of that. Saves like 2 seconds, but yeah, it's above my pay grade.
But what is your pay grade exactly in this
I was
game?
about to say, I don't think I'm getting paid much for this. All right, so here we got the wrong warp coming up. Throw this, wait, go. Pick him up, bring him back here. No! What did I do wrong,
That
dude?
one's really tricky because there's a lot of IDs getting moved around. I would say
we nailed all the other ones, so
yeah.
that's fine. Yeah, all the big ones.
I think we're reducing your pay grade.
At this point, dude. So this is going to be a nice... Oh, dude, we get to try it again.
All right,
We
let's
get
go.
to try it again.
I feel like you intentionally killed yourself there.
The hardest part sometimes is when you're like, I've like never played this level, so we're just going to go back, try it again.
Yeah, that's the real reason why you picked up that extra life earlier.
Of course. Makes sense.
Just
now.
for that.
Right.
All right, let's try this again. Oh, I think in the next spot.
There we
Oh,
go.
shit.
All right.
We got to get it. Fine. All right, so this the tricks are just like they fly at you really fast. The pacing in this game is insane. So I'm going to go for another big boy coming up here, that double jump like I showed. I wanted to. So once again, I want to throw Dixie at an enemy and then jump up to a much further place in the level.
nice.
All right, cool, got it. That's the free one that Twig always talks about. And here, taking that damage. Again, it was a charged super jump because of that big boy back there. Allow me to just jump to it. It's a marathon, so we're just going to grab that. It's pretty rare that you're going to die on this last part of the level, but, you know.
It can happen.
Yeah.
Hey, Spike, I have an update for you.
What's up?
You passed 69 bananas in this level.
Woo! Like, just for this level?
Yeah, just for this level.
Dude, the routing's precise. So this might look insane, but, yeah, you're just jump at the right time, and he should bounce off all the bees. Right here, you actually want to let go of the D-pad. That's what allows you to carry the momentum into this part. And you might be wondering, what's that music in the background? Yeah, there's actually a gigantic bee chasing you right now. Which my boy Fant back here is going to give us a little bit of lore on this bee right here.
What's the lore on the bees?
Yeah, so for those of you familiar with the lore of the Donkey Kong Country series, in Donkey Kong Country 1, there's a boss, the Queen Bee. And in Donkey Kong Country 2, you have the King Bee. So not only did you kill, the wife, you also had to go kill her husband as well. He's just chasing you in the previous level because he's like just so angry at what you did in the previous game.
Oh my goodness, this
Oh,
lore.
okay.
But also, with the death of the king, the species ends. They go
what?
extinct after the end of this game.
We're killing the bees?
Yes, and all the
Oh,
remaining ones in the
okay.
level, like those are like the last ones of the species.
Oh my
And in Donkey Kong
this
Country
is-
3, you'll notice the design of the bee has changed, not because they got a new art style, but because there are no more of these bees remaining.
That's heavy lore. I don't know if I can
That's
handle
some pretty
that.
deep lore.
That's wow. Spike, what are your thoughts on this heavy lore?
Dude, it threw me off so much that I just, like, butchered the boss fight. Like, that's how much the lore has thrown me off.
I don't blame
But
you.
I like the lore, honestly. I definitely gobble up stuff like that. Just like little lore in a little 2D platformer. We're just like, dude, get bananas and save your buddy. Like, nah, man, you sent the entire species to, like, extinct. Which makes sense considering they're the size of, like, a monkey. The bees are huge in this game.
They sure are, dude.
All right, so on to World 5. World 5 is incredibly difficult. Quite a few high-level levels in terms of difficulty. That's right, everyone. High-level levels.
High level levels.
High level levels.
so much. I'm going to opt out of that strat right there because it's stupid. We're going to moonwalk in front of that guy. Roll underneath this, clearing that, saving a little bit of time from not having to grab the rope. Get away from those guys. Wait just a second here. Coming up here, I'm going to try for a little bit of an aggressive strat in order to get underneath this cloaker coming up. All right.
Nice.
You want to make sure you only grab the back bottom right part of that. Otherwise, you'll bonk into him.
Good level, good level.
It's sad, it is, whatever. You know, I forgot a few little things, but, you know, it's whatever. Good thing about speedrunning, and I'm a veteran. I've been around since, like, 1993 or something, speedrunning.
Okay.
Is that if you don't point out there's a mistake, most people don't know. So if you ever want to do a marathon run, just never tell people it's a mistake.
The best part is you can just tell everybody that every trick you do is frame perfect.
At that point, they'll be like, whoa, I'm never going to try to speedrun because that sounds stupid. I feel like, is frame perfect, like, overrated? Do you guys always believe when someone says something is frame perfect?
I don't know. Because I feel like some frame perfect tricks are easier than others.
There are tricks I've
But
done.
even though it's like still a frame.
Right, because there are tricks that some people, I mean, there are, yeah, like you say, there's setups and everything. But people have said before, like, dude, this is like a 2-frame trick. It saves a million seconds. There's no way. And then I go and do it, and I get it. And no offense to me, but I'm really bad. So I'm like, there's no way. That's like a 14-frame window. They're making stuff up.
14. Was that scientifically proven?
What's that? I went in with TaskBot and figured it out. I got everything's just TaskBot now. It's not just Task.
No, it's just
Talk about
TaskBot.
it.
Yeah,
Spot. Yeah,
So,
on
okay,
this-
this is the U.S. version of the game. You could tell right there, verified, because the only difference between the U.S. and Japanese versions is those 2 Bs I had to jump over. There's only 1 in the Japanese version. So, in terms of like an 80% speedrun, I think Bramble Scramble has like 1 extra as well. But
Did you imagine that, like, meeting, like, you know, they're in a conference room and they're like, all right, what changes do we have to make for the U.S. version? We're going to be here.
Add a B.
all right, boys, we're done for the day. Pack it up. Let's get home. Price is Right's on. I don't think Price is Right plays at night, but that's fine.
It's whatever.
All right, so now we're into, like, this is the hardest stretch of the run for me personally. Gusty Glade through the next, like, 5 levels. You're going to be checking out this mechanic here where the wind is going to constantly blow you back and forward. That's going to be both camera-based when that starts and also just a little bit of timing. So these pillars can be pretty scary. I'm going to try to roll over, bounce off of this guy. Opt out of that little trick right there. Okay, wait for these guys to turn around because if you roll into the porcupines, you get hit. Who would have thought? I'm going to take a little safety there, grabbing that because this end of the level can get pretty scary. Need to release there so that I don't grab that DK barrel. All right, so coming up here, we're going to have timings on all these. Coming up, there's going to be a barrel that I'm actually going to roll off the edge. Don't worry, it's intended. Because what that's actually allowing us to do is do a goal swap at the end of the level. So that's the only part where you actually save time, is like the 1 second there. This is my favorite level in the run. Normally they want you to grab these purple parrots. Shouts to Legends of the Hidden Temple. But yeah, we're just going to fall through the entire level instead. So it's pretty difficult. Let's see if we can pull it off.
Yeah, so these damage boosts are intentional. They give you a bunch of iframes to just easily fall down through the rest of the level without having to worry about anything.
All right.
Nice.
All right, good. All right, so now for the harder level, we got Web Woods here. This is the closest thing. There's a buddy of mine who's doing Mega Man 3 at this called Fast at CC. Make sure to check out the Mega Man block Saturday night. That's going to be super sick. But he was saying this was like his favorite looking level. It looked so fun because all of a sudden now we've got basically a shooting mechanic. We can both shoot these webs in order to damage enemies, but also make platforms out of them. Luke, if you want to try to explain it while I try to execute it, we'll just go.
Yeah, so as he was saying, you can shoot fast webs that can kill enemies, but you can also shoot webs that move slowly, and then when you press L, R, A, it'll open. But what he's doing here is if you press L and R at the same time, the platform will instantly open underneath you, and you can basically just create a platform right there. It's very tricky timing, though, because you have to kind of do it as you're rising in the jump, otherwise the platform won't be under you when it forms. Movement can be really tricky too because only a certain amount of webs can be on the screen at once. So if you have too many things on the screen, you might end up with a platform that doesn't spawn. He's also doing these damage boosts, which are pretty precise. You have to jump after you take damage. You have a small window for that too. Very nice.
Okay, we got one more pit. I think this is the Kipples pit.
All right.
Now we got to go for this.
All
right, we got it.
Hey, Spike. Just want to let you know you raised your chin again.
I did that. Is it every time that I'm doing just the damage boost going up?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm more than happy with that Web Woods. Good World 5, actually. I had to go for that. It's like an 8-frame window, I want to say. I might be making that up. It was frame perfect, actually. I'm sorry.
Yeah, absolutely.
Frame
Left
per
out
50k
Darkman's
coin.
It's actually genuinely a little bit tight. You know what? We're just gonna jump back. I've never done that before. You know what? It was a good enough World 5. We'll take that, dude. All right, so yeah, let's try this again. Let's try to swap to the car.
You're supposed to hit Curl
You're
with the
supposed
barrels.
to hit him in the face with the barrel. Yeah, throwing your barrel can be a little bit weird sometimes. It's okay. All right. Yo, same RNG. All right.
Good job.
All right. So hooks are going to spawn up here, so I want to time it to, like, throw my girlfriend into that.
There you go. Yeah, the RNG on this level is which side of the screen the barrels spawn.
Yeah, it can be left, middle, or right.
Yeah,
We
which
prefer to obviously be right underneath
Yeah.
him each time. I'm going to play a little safe, let that bird go by. All right, pick her up, jump, throw her. That should grab that one. Cool. The pathing is actually pretty cool in this level in order to avoid the eggs. So sometimes we'll do like an extra jump off to the side in order to just waste where that egg's going to be. Yeah, we did it.
nice.
I'm proud of you.
Thanks. All right, we got through it. All right, so the last full world of this game, we're going into World 6 here, Arctic Abyss. Now, if the Ratley... Now, here's the thing. I always grew up hearing the Ratley hitbox was the worst. This is the worst. My God, who was in charge of making the Unguard hitbox? Because it is just trash. Dude.
Probably the same guy that added the extra B.
Yeah.
I got a great idea, dude. So that hit... that might have worked. Well, we'll find out soon. That was me trying to do a despawn right here. Oh, cool, we got it. There would have been another pufferfish right there where I was trying to charge up. But I did that little movement back there, for whatever reason, despawns it. Oh. I felt like I got cheated there, but that's okay. Hitboxes, man. All right, so let it go all the way through. As you can see, these like short charges is the fastest way to move through those vertical sections. Reset this up. Gonna try to see if I can move down here. I didn't. That's okay. If you do it correctly, you move down as well, kind of down and to the left, saving just a little bit of time. One more charge through here. And this might look a little bit weird. I'm kind of bad at this trick, but let's see. No, okay. I was trying to make it to where if you're just in the water the whole time, you're automatically going to get that, so you have to let the water go all the way down. However, if you were doing the movement I did there, but obviously different and better, then you don't get the little guitar solo. Yeah, another minor time saver. All right, this is the best track in the game. This is one of the greatest video game tracks of all time, Mining Melancholy. Y'all can have your Sticker Brush Symphony and all those other levels. This one's amazing. Shouts to David Wise, dude. Okay. There's lots of little strategies in this level just to skip some of the various wind-blowing sections. Because at first it can seem like this is basically just a glorified auto-scroller. In a lot of ways it is, but there's still lots of cool strategies. Like right up here coming up, we're going to skip the platform to the right, grab the hook, and then just hold up and left, and you'll automatically get up here instead, hitting the right wind cycles. And then up here, after we hit the checkpoint, I'm going to try to make it to where I take a damage boost with Dixie, boosting Diddy up in the air. Which, that should do it. Completely skipping over a large section of the level. And we'll conveniently get Dixie back right there. I was singing the music. I was about to go into a full-on, like...
Just do it.
Just beatbox it. This music is so good. I was just trying... I have to bring it up, because it's such a great name that I'm not going for here, called Ghetto Bees. Where you try to go under 2 of those bees at once at the start. It's a little scary, and it is actually pretty punishing more than just you taking damage. You need 2 Kongs for the next level to pull off a very important trick. So if I miss that, I have to waste a good 10 seconds or so going back to Arctic Abyss and grabbing another Kong. So if you want to get into speedrunning this game, this level's called Castle Crush. It's like a 5-minute auto-scroller or something stupid. It's really, really long. However, we're going to try to make it like a minute 45 or something. There's a empty DK barrel over here, which is empty because we have both of our Kongs. And we're going to try to carry this with us. This is the most important item in the history of video games, in the history of speedrunning. We need to carry this with us the entire way up to where we need to cook. It's not a wrong warp, actually. It's more accurately called a goal call. Where instead of warping Diddy and Dixie out of the level, we're going to warp the goal down to where we are.
It's easily the best trick in the game. I love this.
Yeah, this is, if you want to get into learning this game, like, just play the levels a lot, get good at the platforming, and learn this trick. Like, don't let yourself have to stress about doing this level correctly or anything. Here's how you do it correctly. You bring this barrel with you.
All right. That's how it's intended, right?
Right.
Okay.
This is right up there with the guy who made the American Bee. You saw I jumped on a couple of those enemies there, but not others. There's a couple of little intricate strats we can bring up while we're just letting this bring us up. I killed those first 2 enemies because that actually reduces lag. And the other 2 enemies I didn't want to kill because they weren't going to create lag. And if we jump on them, instead the level like stops for 2 frames. But anyways, here we are at the goal call. Cool.
All right, nice.
So that just saved like 3 minutes. It is literally one of the easiest tricks I've ever tried to perform in a speedrun. So, yeah, again, if you try to get into speedrunning this game, check that one out.
Yeah, so in general, if Spike can pull off the trick, you're gonna have.
You're good
Exactly.
to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
All right, we got our last of the 2 Arctic-style levels here. As you can see, we got this. Dixie's just short, so she can just run under that bee. Diddy would bonk there. Also, this is my favorite little animal buddy section. All right, sick.
All right, see you, dude.
Yeah,
Swap to Diddy right before going out of the water, since that's a little faster than doing it above water. All right, we're going to try first right here called Throw Your Girlfriend. It's a little bit precise. Let's see if we can get it. That's going to be close. We'll see. We're going to go for it. We'll know if we get through it, if we can get through all of these enemies. Through the guy. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, that's Throw Your Girlfriend.
Can you stop throwing your girlfriend?
I'm about to say, I love how that's still called Throw Your Girlfriend, even though there's now a wrong warp where you're literally throwing your girlfriend to death. But, all right, this is the last wrong warp in the game, Chain Link Chamber. I was having a little bit of trouble with this earlier, so let's hope it works out better than Mudhole. All right, that's fine.
Got this.
That's okay. There's a backup Kong barrel up here.
How did Diddy even get up there so fast and hide himself?
I was about to
inside the barrel?
say. Dude, those Kremlings are pretty efficient. I think I jumped out too far. We'll see. Oh, maybe not. Yo, we did it.
Nice.
I feel like I did that very wrong, and the game was like, whatever. All right. Next level of the gauntlet, the final level of World 6, we got Toxic Tower here. This is where I'm just going to straight up call myself out on this. I'm a big old baby, and I just haven't learned one of the best pieces of tech in this game. It's called Rat League double jumps. Those of you at home, you should go follow a lot of the top Donkey Kong Country speedrunners, especially guys like Void, Waffle42. They're really good at this game. Oh, what am I doing? I don't need to do it there. That's fine. I threw in an extra one. There's basically a way where you can double jump in the air. Luke, you probably could explain it a little bit better than me.
Yeah, basically if you do a charge jump like the one you just saw right there while doing a normal jump, you can jump out of the normal jump and basically get a double jump. There's a couple different ways to do it, but they're pretty complex and hard to learn. But once you do, you can use them to move pretty fast in this level.
Just go watch a high level speedrun. Go watch Void's world record. I think it's a 39:49. Just go watch just the snake section of this level. It's insane.
Hey, Spike, I got an update for you.
What's that?
You passed 69 bananas in this level.
Yo! I'm glad you're... probably the biggest piece of commentary that Darkman has provided
What can I say?
given that 69 banana update. Let's come here. We can slip past the first one. Got to wait on the second and third ones. And through the fourth one. There is a damage boost I could have done at some point, but I prefer to just hold on to my Kong at this point. All right, we're going to slip over these last two. Can we do up in 3? This Squitter section is also one of my favorite Animal Buddy sections. All right,
Nice.
sick. Good job, Squitter. All right, so we're through World 6. We are at the quote-unquote boss level. I'm going to perform it frame perfectly for
Okay,
you
all
guys.
right. What do we got?
All right, and nailed it. All right.
It's high
You're
quality
welcome,
right there.
everyone. We
Yeah.
got a half a Diddy rap and everything.
Yeah, instead of actually rescuing Donkey Kong there, he just decides to break out the beatbox and start jamming.
Yeah, of
Freak
course.
out. All right, but we need to go defeat K. Rool and save our father, Donkey Kong. All right, Screech's Sprint, final actual level of the game. I'm going to be turning back to the left here to manipulate the camera. Also turning back here to despawn that cloaker. You'll see with these Sonic the Hedgehogs that we're going up against, manipulating the camera is to where it will reset their position, allowing me to get to them faster.
Yeah, if you don't reset it, they'll start spinning towards you and pick you up. So loading them later lets you just roll through them.
Ooh, took some damage there.
And what he did there was just fly over the trigger that starts the race. There's normally an invisible wall sitting there, but it doesn't change the level that much other than lets you start earlier.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
Yeah, I thought about getting the backup DK, bro. So we get to try it again.
Hey, Spike, if it makes you feel better, you passed 69 bananas before you died.
I get bananas way faster than I thought in this game. Dude, it was right beforehand, too.
Oh, by the way, you keep moving your shoulder again.
Thank you. Does everyone else at home have just random little ticks you do? Not just when you speedrun, but when you game in general. So shouts to Mouth Guy. Yeah, that's fine. Heck yeah.
Yo, he threw you.
I forget if that's RNG where he's going to throw you if you control it at all. All right, so we're going to do this strat. Cool. Checkpoint barrel.
Nice.
I thought about it, and then I thought about not getting hit here, and then I thought, see, we're just going to do everything easy mode now.
All right.
Yo,
Nice.
we skipped the barrel, though. It's actually kind of tight to do that.
Yeah, so technically you're supposed to be racing that other parrot right now in this level until the end of the level, but what he did was manipulate the position of himself over that parrot, and that skips the race entirely. It saves a good amount of time.
If you couldn't tell, Spike doesn't like racing people in this game.
Nah, dude, it's because I'm really bad at it.
Yeah, the only side effect is we don't get the music changed to the track that only plays in this level.
It's true.
I just love the finish line being a couple lines of bananas. Really nice touch.
Oh, yeah. That's when you know you're safe. Wanted to go see Grandma there real quick. All right, so here we got the final boss, K. Rool. So we can get ready on time here in about, 3 minutes from now.
How's your day been, Spike?
It's been good, dude.
Nice.
Warmed up, played a little Donkey 2.
Sick.
I'm not as cold anymore. I went to go get my coat earlier.
Yeah, it's always good.
Yeah, dude. So we're going to fill up this room with Smash people tomorrow, and then I'm sure I'll be warm for the rest of the day. So there's not a lot to this boss. Definitely the second worst boss of the game after the World 3, the Clobber boss. Or not Clobber, whatever his name is. You know, sitting there screwing up the lore. But yeah, basically, once again, kind of an glorified auto-scroller. But there are a few cool things we can do here. Obviously, just getting them thrown into his, what's Blunderbuss? Or is that the name of the gun? I think it's a Blunderbuss.
I don't know.
And that is the name of a gun.
I think that's actually what it's called, because someone said that in my chat one day, and I was like, what? That's silly. You're silly. They were like, no, it's actually a gun, dude. He was fighting with me on it for a while.
Hey, Spike.
What's up?
Blue Diddy?
Dude, oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
No, yeah, that's what we're doing.
All right,
I found out the other day, Blue Diddy wastes, like, a lot of seconds, actually.
Yeah, that's fine. Don't worry about it.
No, I'm going for it. I was just shocked when I looked at the splits. So come here, that's our 5th hit out of 9. So you can see, basically a victory lap at the end of a run if you're on PB pace, or a chance for you to screw around if you're in a marathon run that has no shot at PB.
Which one applies to you, this junction?
Well, at this point, you know, I hit most things pretty well. There was like the Mudhole Marsh, and that death on Screech's Sprint was a little rough. Oh, and that awesome death I had on Crow, too. That was a good one. That was
yeah,
classic.
that was my favorite one.
Oh, that was really good. I enjoyed it.
Aw. So what do we have? So just so you guys know, welcome to Smash the Record 2017. Welcome to Monkey Block.
Nice Blue Diddy.
Very nice.
Oh, I didn't throw him up in the air.
Unbelievable.
Dude, but she instantly got in that barrel. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Is there anything cool I can do with, like, Red Diddy or something? I wasn't paying attention because I was trying to promote the event.
I wouldn't recommend Red
Going
Diddy,
for Red
yeah.
Diddy, is that one really bad? Oh, yeah, that one's actually really slow. Yeah, that one, like, slows down your movement, like, quite a bit.
Can we just reset this run? It's not worth it
I
anymore.
know, I feel bad, dude. I was like, I wonder if I died and if we'd be okay with that.
I mean, you'd still be underestimate.
Yeah, it's just crossing 46 right now. You're good.
That's a valid point.
Please don't.
Okay, I was like,
We've seen enough of this run.
sorry, we're good, dude. I can't believe I screwed up Blue Diddy, dude. I was like, oh, I'm supposed to be here. Oh, I need to throw it up. So if you hit the purple one to note there, it switches your left and right controls, which is pretty mean. Especially when you're in the corner and you're holding left as hard as you can, then it runs out right as he's there, and you just slam straight into. Oh, that's time, by the way.
Yeah.
That's time. All right, so with that, Donkey gets to be a part of the game. I love just the concept of this, the DKC trilogy, how they were like, oh, Donkey's really bad in DKC 1. No one wants to play as him. Oh, here's how we're going to hide it. You're going to save him in this game. So they gave you another light character. But with that, yeah, so that's Donkey Kong Country 2, guys. Any percent. 46, that's solid. It's like less than 3 minutes off my PB. We had like 2 huge mistakes in there. So Diddy can juggle. So with that, I think we're going to go to the next piece of our monkey block, what I was trying to promote earlier. We had a monkey in Shantae. We obviously had a ton of monkeys here, and we're going to get a lot of monkey action with Jeff for Super Monkey Ball 2.
Nice.
So, thank you guys for watching.